Internships are such an important part of any study, whether it is master's or bachelor's. Today's video would be about that. Today I have with me a research scholar who is really accomplished, who is doing his PhD abroad. He is representing NGSF, a foundation which helps students get paid internship. In today's video, we would be speaking about how to get a paid internship, whether free internships or internships where you are paying to the institute. Is it worth actually working for that? We will see in detail about the application process, the interview process, and the stipend. What is the amount of stipend you get, whether it comes to your account or in university account? How do you actually manage your finances? We would be also touching upon doing your PhD abroad. So I've been getting a lot of questions of late regarding PhD admissions abroad. So this video will definitely touch upon that as well. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin with today's podcast. Let's begin with something that will take you from here to here.
As I've already told you about the candidate that we are going to interview for this particular process, I have with me Deepak Kumar. He is currently a neuroscience student at ETH Zurich. He has completed his master's in the field of cell and molecular biology. He has finished his BTech Biotechnology from Anna University, Chennai. He is also currently a part of NGSF, an NGO, and the co-founder of Scholars. Hi Deepak, welcome to my channel. How are you?
Thank you, Atya. I'm good. How are you?
Before we proceed with today's episode, I would want you to introduce yourself in brief. I've already given your introduction, but if you could tell it from your side.
Hi, I'm Deepak. I'm a current PhD student, currently working with the neurosciences at ETH Zurich. I started my journey from Anna University in Chennai, and then I moved to LMU for my master's in cell and molecular biology. After that, I'm pursuing PhD in neuroscience from ETH Zurich. I'm also a part of NGSF, which is an NGO, which helps students to get internships and then fund them for their internships throughout their undergraduate. And I'm also a part of Scholarscape, which is a mentoring program where we try to connect these students with the mentors abroad, whoever wants to do their master's or a PhD from abroad universities from Germany or US and throughout the world.
Many of the scholars and masters, they want to do their internship. Okay. Some of the internships you find government internships, they are free, some are paid. And for some, sometimes even the students have to pay something, private organizations. So how do you differentiate between paid internships? Why are paid internships important if they are important? And what's the basic difference between free and paid internships?
So internships during your bachelor's or master's are really important because that helps you explore different versions of sciences. For example, I'm really interested in cell and molecular biology, but I don't know what exactly I want to do. So there's a lot of things in cell and molecular biology. You can do microbiology, you can do neurosciences, you can do basic cell and molecular biology, like you do sequencing and all these things. The internships are really important to understand what exactly you like. And there are two versions of it. You either get paid for the internship or you pay something to learn some techniques in one of the institutes. The best thing about these internships is the unpaid ones. I mean, you go and get your research experiences. You don't pay your money out of it, and you just get experiences from research institutes. For example, ICER and IITs and all these big institutes. They don't ask for money for these internships. You are giving your time. Also, they are helping you to learn some techniques. I would generally prefer this kind of internships. But the paid ones, if you don't get any internship in these kind of institutes, then I would rather go for that and then at least gain some internship experiences. Try to get an internship that you don't have to pay any money out of it. Some internships do also pay the students. But if you don't have any choice, as a starting point, you can pay some money to go for an internship rather than not doing an internship at all.
You are also associated with NGSF internships. So
Yes.
could you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So the NGSF internship is aimed at people who are working with life sciences, including computational biology. So the internship program helps these budding scientists and students to get funded by the program. So the main aim is if you have an internship in your hand, but you're like somehow not able to travel or somehow not able to manage your expenses, what you can do is apply to NGSF internship program. Once you have an internship offer from any of the institutes, any of the top institutes, or any of the PI who is willing to take you for an internship, what you do is apply for our program between the period of May and June. Like that's the internship period that you have to work with the labs. So we open the applications way earlier, and then you just apply to the internship program. We evaluate your interests and your labs where you're going to work with, and then we provide you funding up to 6,000 rupees per month for 3 months, and also like 5,000 euros for travel expenses. So once this is sorted out, and these people can go and work with the labs of their choice. This is the whole idea behind this program, to reduce the financial burden, like which helps them like think out of the box without having to worry about the expenses that they have to bear.
When should a student apply? When they are in masters or when they are in PhD? That is my first question. And secondly,
Yes.
is this strictly international, or even domestic universities or institutes can participate in this?
Yeah, so it's strictly actually domestic for now. I think we haven't like spread across to other countries yet. But then if you are in the second year of your 3 years bachelor's, or in your third year of your 4 years bachelor's, you can apply for this internship program. So at least once you have known your basics and once you're ready for the internship, you know what you want to do, then you can apply for the internships. And once you get the position, you can apply for this internship program. So I also wanted to mention that this internship program is not a direct internship. Like we don't offer you internship because we are not a research lab, or we do not have any PIs who will recruit you. You have to look for the internships yourself. Find a good lab that can host you. For example, in IITs, if there's a lab called Mukesh Doble Lab, you want to work in his lab, you apply to his lab, you get accepted, and then you don't have the money to travel or to go and stay there and work on all these things. What you can do is apply to NGSF. We'll evaluate your research interest and the application. And once you get selected, we pay you the money to do an internship for at least like 3 months in the IIT Madras. So which is an example. So you can do wherever you want, but not the host institute. So you cannot stay in your host institute and then do the internship. You have to travel to different institutes to get the research experience.
To a different lab.
Only then to a different lab, just to increase the research exposure.
The location where we are doing internship, does it have to be a university or lab or government lab or private lab? Is there any restriction like that?
Since people apply from either bachelor's or master's, they can apply to institutes such as the top government institutes, IITs, all ISOs and NIPERs, and also research labs. For example, TIFR and all these labs, people can also apply either from your bachelor's or from your master's.
So now that I'm a, say suppose master's student, I want to apply for NGSF internship. I have selected a lab. Now what next? How should the student proceed?
Once you have selected the lab, you have to apply to the lab for an internship position. There's like a method to choose the lab. So the PI has to have at least like a very good publication record, because we want to have a very good internship experience. So you try to shortlist the PIs that you really want to work with and see the research exposure, research lab, the environment and all these things. Once you really like the lab, you prepare your CV and your like cold email, like your internship documents, apply to the lab, and then say that you want to do your internship in the period of May to July. So if the lab is ready to host you within these 3 months, then you can get a confirmation letter from the PI that he's willing to host you between these 3 months, and then get it signed from him. After that, you have to apply to the internship program at the NGSF. So we'll open the internship program, and then you can directly apply to this program to get funding.
Let's say today I apply for NGSF process. How long does the process take? Once I have the offer letter and I apply now, say suppose today I apply.
Okay, so today you apply for the NGSF. We'll do this evaluation based on a rolling basis. So once you have your application, we'll start reviewing it, and then like we have certain period of deadline, say one and a half to 2 months. We'll close it well before your start of internship. For example, we'll end it in April. so that you have enough time to get all the funding and then prepare your travel to the host institute. So we evaluate based on the incoming applications, and then we have a limited set of seats where we can help these people. So once the internship application period closes, we'll evaluate all the candidates. We'll call them for a one-on-one interview, and then we'll ask some questions, and then we choose those candidates and then select them for the processes.
So regarding the interview, what is the location of your interview and how long will
So
it last? Like, and
mhm.
one more thing, can research scholars who are pursuing their PhD, can they apply for this?
So this is aimed at only bachelor's and master students, so not for the PhD people. And the location of the interview is like Zoom or via Skype. So it's an
Online.
it's an online interview, and we have like few people from the NGSF that will participate, and then we have general questions. So the main aim of the interview is to see how much of scientific prowess that you have, like how much are you interested in the internship. You're not like doing it for the namesake, but you're really interested in the internship and what you want to learn about the internship and all these questions. It will be like a conversational type question. You don't have to worry much about visual interview point of thing. But then we'll have a general conversation of what you really like in science, what you want to do in the lab, the future procedures, future steps, and all these questions. Pretty basic questions, and then we just like try to find out the right people to give them the internship opportunity.
Regarding the stipend, how is it
Yes.
processed? Does it come monthly or after 3 months completion, after you get the
Mhm.
certificate? Is that the process?
You will get the monthly in salary, like the 6,000 rupees per month. You will get it each month until you process all of these things. So it's a monthly basis.
And does it come to the institute or does it directly come to the student's account?
Yeah, it directly goes to the student. So once you have the letter from the institute that they are hosting you, you will get the money directly to you.
You also mentioned that you are doing PhD, right?
Yes.
A lot of my audience, they also
Mhm.
plan to do their PhD abroad. My question is, how do you get an offer letter? Did you cold email them? How did you approach them, first of all?
Okay.
Because for any
Mhm.
scholarship or fellowship, you need an offer letter, right?
So since I've already done my master's in Germany, it was a bit easier for me to approach the PIs. So what I did is like there are like two ways that you can apply for your PhD. One is cold emailing the PI that you really like, and the second option is to get into the graduate schools. So you have a graduate school structure where they will hire from the institute itself. So the institute will give you the rolling calls based on the available positions. They'll open a time frame where you can apply, submit your CV and SOP. And once you pass the panel interview, you get to know what PIs are there, who are recruiting, and all these things. You shortlist the PI from that, and then you apply to them at the second step. This is the graduate school structure where you can apply. This first one is the cold emailing, general cold emailing procedure. So you
Yeah,
write the
because
cold email. Mhm.
most of them they don't respond for cold emailing.
The second option is usually better because you know that the PI definitely has a position, and only then the institute like recruits the students for the PI. So cold emailing is a bit difficult. I would say like if you apply for 100 PIs, only 10 would respond, and out of that you get like one or two good replies, possibly an interview and further steps. But the cold emailing process is not time bound, so you can like start whenever you want, and then like it can go up to 6 months or even 1 year. But the graduate school is like pretty fixed, so usually within 3 to 4 months you will finish all the procedures and then you will get the offer letter. If you really like to work with certain PIs who are not a part of graduate school, then I think the cold emailing would be the best option. For master students, I think it would be a slightly easier perspective. If they're still in the masters, you can also apply for a master thesis with the lab. If you really like the lab, you can get into the lab when you're still a master student. So that makes it easier for you to apply for a PhD abroad. Many of my friends that I know, they came from India to do a master thesis abroad, especially in Germany, where you don't have to pay much for the colleges and universities. So you do your master thesis in the lab, and then you can either stay in the lab depending on the PI, or you can apply to other universities since you already have the master thesis tagged from Germany. It's slightly easier when compared to the people directly applying from India.
So, like when I say get into graduate school, what probably you are saying is select the university or institute first. Then,
Yeah.
whenever the university floats an admission
Mhm.
form for PhD, you enroll through that.
Yeah.
Is that what you are saying?
Exactly. So in parallel, you can also do the cold emailing to the PI of your interest.
Called it.
Make sure that you apply to the also to the graduate schools, not only rely on the cold emailing.
I want two pieces of advice from you. One
Okay.
is, what advice do you have for students who are planning to apply for internships? And secondly,
Okay.
what advice do you have for master students who want to get their PhDs abroad? I think you have covered most of the things as of
Okay.
now in detail, but final words you
Mhm.
can give.
Yeah, sure. The first question about the internship is I would like ask them to diversify their research experience. So if they have already worked in some kind of research in their initial period, try to do something different in the second internship so that you gain extensive knowledge. At the same time, you know what you really want to do after your bachelor's into your master's, which is the same procedure also for the master's. Just try to diversify and then try to find the research spot that you really like. I can also give you an example. Similarly, I did my master's from the LMU where I had the opportunity to do multiple internships. So basically, I was not doing neuroscience. I did cell and molecular biology masters. And then I tried to look at all the research experiences or research labs, which I really liked. I did multiple internships. I did one in lung biology and one in neuroscience. And I really liked the neuroscience part, really interesting for me. So I did my master's thesis in neuroscience, later PhD in neuroscience. So this was the trajectory. I would also like ask them to diversify their research experience and then choose the best ones that they really like to pursue in the long term. And the second one about the masters and then doing a PhD abroad is probably could also be overwhelming for them to apply or compete with people who are already there in Germany or in the US to apply for the PhD position. Like, make your research experiences pretty nice. For example, you try to look at the PhD labs in a similar stream of interests. That makes it a bit easier for them to apply for a PhD position. Do cold emailing, ask the PI what the status in the lab is. Like, you can always cold email of any questions that you read, because that's not show your interest, show your genuine interest is the first thing. So if you show them that you can be there in the lab, bring some techniques to the lab, and then you show your genuine interest, then it's easier for them to connect with you and then carry out like further research experiences in their lab. So this way is a bit easier if you like build connections also with the professors. Then you can like directly ask them for a master thesis position or a PhD position later. But if you have a chance to do a master thesis abroad, I would also prefer to do that, since that increases your chance multiple times when you're applying for a PhD abroad.
Is it true that in Germany there are no tuition fees?
Yeah, so until 2023, we didn't have like tuition fees for all of the public institutes in Germany. Like, there was a few semester contribution in the University of Heidelberg and in NRA. Like, there's different states, they have like a certain amount of fees. But now they have introduced fees. For example, in TUM, if you want to study, then you have to pay the semester fees. It's slightly on the higher side, especially in Munich. But if you go to University of Bonn, Heidelberg, you have to pay semester contribution and around like €1,000 per semester. Still lower than what you get in the US and all the other countries, but it's totally like they're bringing up the tuition fees
Please.
in all these institutions. I can also like finally say that the inches of internship members also have the opportunity to apply for the dissertation program. So once they finish their internship, they have like wide range of opportunities, like a multifaceted opportunity where they can also apply for the internship process. Further, once they complete the internship, they can also apply for the dissertation program, where they get like funded 6,000 rupees for 6 months throughout their bachelor or their master thesis that they want to pursue. They also get free mentorship from Scholarscape, which is a platform like bridging these mentors from abroad universities to these guys where they want to do their master's or PhD. So all the NGS interns will get like the mentorship program from Scholarscape, where we'll help with CV, SOP, and all these things for these people. It's completely free of charge. They can also be a part of a bigger scientific community. They can participate in the NGS membership program, where they like contribute 1 day salary, like the PhD students or the postdocs or even the master students will give around like 2,500 rupees if they are from India to the NGSF membership program, and they'll become a member of the NGSF. So this money is used to fund future interns. So if you be a part of it, just like pay 2,500 per year. So it's not like a monthly recurrent payment. It's like one time per year, which will help future interns. So if I'm here in ETH or in Germany, like I pay like 5,000 as an international student per year. So this might help someone who's really in need of the money. If some of the viewers like are really interested, they can also like become the NGSF members and then like contribute to the future scientific community. So in return, we host like multiple networking events. We are like setting it up, but we'll host these networking events where they can interact with all the international students from across the globe. So this would be a really nice option to help them in the future.
Deepak, thank you so much for joining in with me. It was a pleasure to host you. And
Thank you very much also for inviting me.
the initiatives that you have been taking, NGSF as well as Scholarship, right?
Yes.
These are, I think, fantastic platforms because even for my audience, I get a lot of questions from students asking regarding internships. Them are either the student has to pay or there is no payment at all. You are doing a phenomenal work in bridging this gap. So thank you so much for coming in on my podcast.
Thank you very much. We also have this Scholarscapes Masters in Germany program where they can be a part of this 50-member cohort, and then we help them with the CV, SOP, a cover letter, and how to land in Germany and all these things. So
Okay.
this is also there with the Scholarscape, and if like anyone is interested, they can join, and then we'll see you there.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Satya. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.